Are you an entrepreneur? That's the title of this short video. Look, I know it's simplistic, and it doesn't, like all things that involve people, it doesn't always apply. And yet, people that are more entrepreneurial behave a certain way, and people that are more what I call the employee mindset, not to be a judgment, just to be an observation, they tend to behave a certain way. So which is it for you? I think there's a good book that if you haven't read it or skimmed through it, I think a lot of people have never read this book cover to cover, myself included, but I have skimmed through it. I own both editions, and it's called The E-Myth. And in that book, the E-Myth stands for the entrepreneurial myth, the myth that a lot of people think that they're entrepreneurs, but they're not really entrepreneurs. They're technicians who are seized with an entrepreneurial passion or something like that. Look, again, this is not a judgment call. Employees are the salt of the earth. They are the vital part of every business, and most true blue entrepreneurs are the worst managers in the world because the skills that it requires to be a manager are completely the opposite of the skills that it requires to be a great entrepreneur. And I'll identify them in a simplistic kind of way, but read the E-Myth. Look, entrepreneurs tend to see everything from the top down. Employees tend to see everything from the bottom up. Employees tend to be very detailed. Every I is dotted, every T is crossed. They tend to need direction, whereas entrepreneurs tend to be more the ones supplying the direction, so to say. Look, entrepreneurs are great when it comes to the start of any enterprise. In fact, some would say that they're vital. But when it comes to building the company, entrepreneurs tend to do a very, very, very bad job. The strength of my own company was because my wife, who's in the picture right back there, 20-year-old picture, but she ran our business for the first 12 years. And Eileen is a business person. I'm an entrepreneur. She's a business person. Sometimes the two are the same. Oftentimes they're not. Eileen pays attention to details. She watched the money flow, every dollar that went in, every dollar that went out. She questioned everything. Entrepreneurs tend to be reckless and wild and dreamers, and entrepreneurs are the artists of the business world. That doesn't make them any better. In fact, as I've said, most entrepreneurs are the world's worst managers. They can barely manage themselves, let alone manage companies or manage other people. Sometimes they're great leaders, but terrible managers. My wife, who ran our business for the first 12 years, she did such a great job before she had to step down for health reasons. Eileen has multiple sclerosis, and ultimately she had to step down. So employees, trying to keep this video short, employees are the salt of the earth. God love them all. We all need good employees, but we also need the vision that an entrepreneur provides. And, the joke about employees, one of my ex-employees, and thank God he's an ex-employee, kept him on way too long. But that's okay. That's another story. I won't name any names to protect the guilty. But ultimately, it was my fault, ultimately. The joke with him is that he'll do whatever you ask him to do. But if you don't ask him to do anything, he won't do anything. He'll just sit there with the neatest office in the whole building and look important, look like he's busy, but he'll just find a way to waste the whole day unless you're constantly giving him direction. And unfortunately, and I do say it's unfortunate, but a lot of employees, I think, have that basic mentality. They need that constant direction. And if business gets really slow, I think they're afraid. With this guy, I think he was just totally lazy. I think that was his whole thing. But with a lot of other people, I think they're afraid to just come to you and say, look, things are really slow, and you know, I need something to keep me busy, because they're afraid that you, as the business owner or whatever, you're going to say, well, you know, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. And then, you know, they're afraid of losing their job. So are you an entrepreneur? If so, it's a blessing and a curse. If you're an entrepreneur, you better find somebody good to run the business side of it. And if you're an entrepreneur, you better learn how to delegate, because a lot of entrepreneurs, myself included, I'm a great abdicator. Oh, you take care of it. You take care of it. You know, I like to find people that I feel like I can trust, and I just let them go. But sometimes without that direction and stuff like that, the whole thing is, well, the wrong decisions are made when it comes to the day-to-day business end. So read the E-Myth. If you're an entrepreneur, it's a great thing. Every business needs an entrepreneur, but you need somebody to pay attention to all of the details, somebody to run the business, and that somebody probably shouldn't be you, unless you're a rare person and you've got all of those skills. Read the E-Myth. It's a good book, or just skim it. Get the idea behind this book, and hope something I've said here has helped you. Hey, I'm always looking for good joint venture business partners. That's why I shoot these videos. If you're looking for a way to make more money, go to heytj.com. That's HEYTJ.com, or send me an email at tickets@heytj.com. Thanks for watching this video. I hope something I've said has made a difference to you, and bye for now.